run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off. Go off, so go off, go off, go off. Go off. When you run it out of luck, need to get unstuck, so go off. When you're up against the wall and you cannot fall, so go off, go off, go off.
Just outside of downtown Portland, off the banks of the Columbia River, and in the shadow of majestic Mount Hood, sits the 1.9-mile road course known as Portland International Raceway. Today, it's the site of Round 5 of the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Western Championship. Hi, everybody. Ralph Shaheen here with you alongside the president of the Trans Am Series, Andy Lally. And Andy, yesterday we had round 4 here, part of a doubleheader weekend here at Portland International Raceway. And a couple of things stood out. First of all, we went green to checker, no yellows.
That's amazing. First time all
Makes you
year.
very happy.
Yes, that definitely makes me very happy. A lot less to talk about in the truck with Tim Richter and Ernie post-race, but certainly an excellent race. A good mix between our TA Cup battle that we had out here and our TA2 winners. So it was a good battle, great podium. For a great day for our single car teams out here.
That was the second thing that jumped out at me. The single car teams, we're used to seeing many of these bigger organizations coming in with 7-8 cars in their stable and dominating the front of the field, but single car teams did exceptionally well yesterday.
Yeah, and I don't want to take anything away from what our bigger organizations do and can provide for their customers and whatnot. They do a great job, but it just goes to show you that with a good effort, you can be a single car team here, show up, and with a lot of elbow grease and effort and a good driving talent, you can go to the front here. We saw that yesterday with Brody Goebel doing a great job going pole and then flag to flag on that win. Followed home closely there by Kelly and by Moore, smaller, another tiny single car team there, and then a 2-car team there. So it's really, really good to see. I think we're going to be a little mixed up on the grid. Our winners are first, fifth. Our podium yesterday is starting first, fifth, and ninth today, respectively. So I think we'll have some new faces up front again. We saw it mixed up a bit yesterday, and I think absolutely similar weather to yesterday. We're going to have another good battle on our hands.
Yeah, nothing but bright sunshine, some warm temperatures, and we should have a great day for racing here at Portland International Raceway. We're going to take a quick break and step away, but we'll be back with our fan walk and introduce you to some of the teams, show you the cars up close, and talk about some of the drivers with Ben Sissel when we return to Portland.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy-to-make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Welcome back to the Pacific Northwest Portland International Raceway. Taking a look into the paddock area as we get ready to go down to our fan walk, which is where you will see the third member of our broadcast crew ready for another race day. Here's Ben Sissel.
Tell me when. Okay. Are they on? Oh. Well, here we are at the PIR Speed Tour for the fan walk with the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series, but also TA Cup and XGT car. We had a race yesterday, so basically the qualifying that you see here is based on everybody's fastest lap yesterday. Most everybody should be on these Pirelli P0 sticker tires. So the winner of the race in Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series and fastest lap, Brody Goebel, his home track. How you feeling? Perfect weather. You couldn't ask for anything better than this.
I mean, everything's go right now, right? So everything's perfect. Weather's great. Feeling good. Obviously, you can't predict what's going to happen mechanically, but everything that we can control, I think the boys have been on the car all late last night. We actually didn't go out for practice this morning just to make sure that everything was tight, perfect, and had a little bit extra time with the car. So hopefully all good, and yeah, put my head down and hopefully do it all over again.
Nice. Hopes to do it all over again. Then we come over here, Jack Perkins, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. And Jack has had a rough weekend. Obviously very fast, qualified P2 with his fastest times, but had basically a melted wiring loom yesterday. So how you feeling about today?
Yeah, well, it's a new day. So, obviously we got the second fastest lap of the race, which has given us a front row starting spot. So we're, put yesterday and Friday behind us, and we'll just put our best foot forward in this one and see if we can run good.
I know it was a big effort to get you here. I've made the flight from here to Melbourne. So you want to talk about some sponsors and thank them for bringing you here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously coming all the way from Melbourne is a long trip. And I was just telling the guys from the team it's a long trip home out of LA tonight. But obviously really grateful for the opportunities that have been presented to me from my sponsors, starting with Shaw and Partners Financial Services, obviously the main sponsor. Thanks to Earl and the team. Earl's in Singapore at the moment, hopefully tuning in. So thank you, buddy. We'll hopefully put on a good show today. And then the rest of our sponsor group's been fantastic. Express Fleet, Southern Cross Truck Rentals, Castrol. Who else have we got on the car? TLC Auto Centre, Fits and Performance Gearboxes. ACL Engine Bearings, an Australian-made product. They're actually in these engines, which is pretty cool. So thanks to all my sponsors for getting us here. We're looking forward to today's race.
Nice. Well, there you go. Jack going out there in this Toyota Camry with Nitro Motorsports. That should be a lot of fun to watch. Last year's champion, qualifying a little bit better than he did yesterday. Michael LaPaglia, are you starting fourth right now?
I am, yeah. Fourth place, fourth quickest yesterday in race one, so that's how they grade us today.
Nice. And how are you feeling about today?
I feel good. I got a little bit more time. Obviously, completing race one yesterday, so a lot of laps under my belt. I kind of seem to get a little quicker as the weekend goes on. I'm not one that has a whole lot of laps around really any track, especially this one, being pretty far from our house. But looking forward to today. Made some changes on the car, so hopefully it's an improvement, and we get to finish a little bit higher and maybe get on the podium.
Nice, I love it. Well, Michael LaPaglia. So 3 of the top 4 different chassis manufacturers. Brody Goebel, of course, in an M1. And then Perkins, Jade are in Cope cars, and then Michael LaPaglia in a Howe. So Jade, Avidician, so impressed with what I saw yesterday. Unfortunate, I know the car came in hot. They had to clear some grass. So what is the strategy today?
Well, just not to run it in the grass today. We have a really good car, so thanks to everyone at Nitro and Mobile One and Toyota for believing in me. So, another long race today. Just got to keep it on the racetrack. Kind of just put myself in a bad situation, and I couldn't see, and obviously I kind of missed the corner yesterday. So, just excited to have another shot at it today, and I have a very fast race car, so we're excited to go.
Nice. Jade Avidician, remember that name because we're going to be seeing her race on Sundays here on TV not too long from now. Now, Cole Moore, always really good here. Look at this beautiful car. Your dad is hopefully going to be in this race. How you feeling?
Oh, I feel so good. Feeling great after second place finish yesterday. It's my best finish in Trans Am. So we were third at the Rose Cup, second yesterday, hopefully first today.
Yeah. Hoping it becomes a pattern, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, thanks to the sponsors, JM Environmental, my dad, everybody at JM that works hard to help us get here to the track, and friends and family watching. Thank you.
Nice. And JM Environmental is going to be doing our driver start command as well with Shannon, so that should be really good. Now, we didn't get to talk to Seamus McKendry yesterday, and that's my fault, Seamus. I apologize for that, but here I am now. How are you enjoying Portland so far?
I love the track. It's just hot. I'm sweating already, but it's an amazing track. I'm having a lot of fun. It's good.
This track is crazy because on paper it looks so simple. It's flat. But, man, if you go off, as you unfortunately learn, as some of your teammates learn, it just collects a lot of grass, a lot of dust, and that could take you out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, over in turn 10 and 11 over here, you kind of have to cut the curbs a little bit, and that puts a lot of dirt on the track, and it kind of catches you out. Every lap is unpredictable with the grip, so it caught us out, unfortunately, but today will hopefully be better.
Yeah, I've heard it's a 100-mile race, 51 laps, but I've heard that every lap the conditions change on the track just from dirt coming up or where people are putting their tires down and the rubbers down. So are you finding that to be true?
Yeah, it's definitely true. It changes every lap. It's a little difficult, but it'll be fun.
Difficult, but it will be fun. So we love that. We're going to come over here. Mia Lovell, who qualified in the top 3 yesterday. Didn't get to speak to you too long, Mia, but we've got a lot of Mia fans here. How do you like being here at Portland?
Oh, I'm having so much fun. We're rolling off 8th today, but we've got a really fast car, so I'm really excited to race forward, and that's what it's all about, is just racing. So excited to go through the pack. So
I know, like any good race car driver, you're hard on yourself. I'm sure you were watching yesterday's video. Anything that you learned that you're okay with putting out there?
Yeah, yesterday I made a mistake early in the race, drove off the track. But, yeah, we kind of had a recovery. We ended up finishing 6th yesterday. But, yeah, I just took what I learned from yesterday and going to apply that today in today's race.
Nice. I love it. Well, Mia Lovell, good luck out there representing Nitro Motorsports in this Toyota Camry. Always has so much fun at the track. Love having her in the paddock. As a skateboard fan, I love having her in the paddock. I'm going to interrupt right here. We've got one of our great marketing partners, sponsors here, Michael with Next Gen. So are you enjoying Portland International Raceway?
I'm telling you, I didn't realize that Portland International Raceway is actually a city park. The people that live in Portland are actually supporting racing in a way that no other city I think we've ever been in has. And, man, what a beautiful day, what great weather, and what a great day for a race.
Nice. How about that? So tell us a little bit about Next Gen.
So, obviously, when you have a great day like this, you want to have a great-looking car, and that's what Next Gen does. We sell the most powerful detailing products on earth. So every one of these cars out here, you'll not only see our logo down on the rocker panel, but we make sure that every team is stocked with our products so that their cars look good and maybe even shave a little bit of time off that lap by having an ultra-hydrophobic slick finish on the vehicle.
Nice. Well, you just said words that I don't even know what they mean. So hopefully you do. You're the scientist. Kyle Kelly in this new, what I call Barbie car. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. So the sun's come out, so I think it's going to be a good day, good track. So we'll see what happens.
You going to put some next-gen products on your car so they can hyperbolically go faster?
I tell you what, I already use them on all my street cars. Nice. So, it works out real well, and love all the touchless sprays and all that stuff. So, yeah, why not?
Walked up on us while we've been talking. You're going to notice the front of Kyle's car, it's missing something. There's no logo on that hood. COTA, keep an eye out. It's going to be a next-gen vehicle.
Nice. I like that. Well, that's fun.
Yeah, that's right. Little inside news there. So, welcome to the party.
I love it. I love it. So, no fan walk would be complete without talking to Paula about this Barbie car. And give us the first taste of this really weird noise that you make.
Oh, my God. I can't. I'm not ready.
You got to be professional. Come on, give it to us. Got some fans here.
Oh, no. Okay.
We are live, Paula.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
There we go. We finally got it. Just a little bicycle horn. That was a lot of anticipation for almost nothing. So that was underwhelming, Paula. Tim Carroll in this orange car. Now, Tim, I like my awkward questions.
Oh, let's do it.
it seems like, and I even asked some of your crew, I know that you went off and you were running good times, but once you go off like that, is that just so frustrating, knowing you've got a fast car, but, you've just kind of lost a little bit of time there?
Yeah, I think for myself, like when we went off, like it's frustrating for us and the crew and everybody, and then like, all right, so then just shake the dust off literally and then put your head down and try to get back to the front again.
Nice. Is that tough to do? That's got to be tough to do when the heat is on high in your head to not kind of overdrive the car.
Yeah, because that's actually what we did yesterday. We got in our own way a little bit with the brakes and kept fighting brake challenges all day. But once we got through the brake challenges at the end of the race, when somebody said stop with the brakes, and then we started doing better with the brakes.
All right. Well, that's good. See? I love it when drivers give me that kind of insight there. Then Aker, all the way from Norway, and we were talking earlier, he said, don't ask me a lot of questions because, English is a second language. So let's talk to all the Swedish-speaking fans out there and tell them how you're liking, in your own language, how you're liking Portland International Raceway.
Det fantastisk fint. Veldig, veldig bra. Og det veldig moro å være her. Og det jævlig kule folk her. Det alt egentlig jævlig bra.
I love that. Now, what did you say?
Everything is nice.
Nice. I like that. Seems a little bit longer than that. I think he might have said something about this fat commentator talking to him also, but I'll never know. So this is Ken Twait's car, the Franklin Road Apparel. Not sure where he went, but we'll come over here to the top of the TA Cup. But before we do that, looking for Tim Lynn. I don't see him again. But we'll come and talk to Ken Sutherland. Ken Sutherland talking to all of his Portland family over here in the Guthrie's Garage Ford Mustang, which is awesome, the number 85. You just were the class of the field yesterday, and I think I said it, like, I can't believe you came through because you had to start back here, came through the whole field, and almost came through the whole field again. You hoping for the same result today?
Yep. Take over and take number 2. Yeah, hopefully we can do that. I think there's a good chance we can run well. We got a new guy in the mix, Matt Crandall. It's on the 08 today, so we'll see how that works out.
Nice.
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it, he says. Then we're going to come over here and talk to the Cowboy, John Moore, because he has had some drama lately. John Moore, always really, really fast. And, John, I hate to be this offensive, but I thought you would be faster yesterday. Then I spoke to you afterwards, and you thought you were down on power. So what has the team had to do?
Well, we were down on power, so we switched the motor last night. And now we've got a rocket in there, and it should be a whole new day.
And in our practice this morning, were you able to put some laps on it and make sure everything's there?
Well, the rocket was it was missing. It was missing a little juice this morning, but we've sorted it out, and it's a great piece. It's going to change the day, so we're super excited about it.
Nice. I love it. Well, look out for John Moore. His son is up there in another red car, but he says rock and roll. How many coffees have you had today?
Only 7, so I backed her down to 1.
Nice. Only 7. Yeah, well, I guess the race did start later yesterday. We're going to come over here. Simon Aslan, who got on the podium yesterday, first time in Trans Am. Are you having fun out here?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been great to run with these TA2 guys. Like, really appreciate them sort of letting us go in there. And great bunch of racers. Like, I was really impressed with the fitness also. Like, I was totally, like, spent after that race. It was pretty intense. Green to checkers was great to see. And we just put fuel in the car and, we're going again, same tires and so on. So we're, good to go.
You're on yesterday's tires?
Same tires, yeah. We're going to sort of, like, do an experiment, see, like, if there's, like, good stable deck. These are the new Pirellis that just came out, DHGs. So far so good. Like, they seem to be a little bit more stable and better under, like, wear and deck. So I'm optimistic. We'll see what happens.
Nice. Well, Pirelli, I hope you're watching because, Simon's doing some R&D for these new Pirellis. So thank you so much for coming out. We'll move up here through just a little bit. Try to find Ken Twaits. Maybe Tim Lynn is by his car right now. But hold on, Crandall here. This is what we got to talk about. Crandall, come over here by your car because we've had you on the podium with us at COTA in these cars. We've had you there with NOLA. So, and then you've won the Rose Cup here. This is your home track. So he might be kind of if we had like a DraftKings about this, you might be my dark horse pick for this. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Feeling really good. It's great to be out here. These Chris Evans cars are fabulous. I drove one. The last one I drove was like in 2023 at Road Atlanta, and we were fast, and the cars they're just a bullet, and just such a great value for the grid, and it's so cool to see the grid growing with these Evans cars.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then you're actually in Chris Evans' car.
Chris's car. Yeah, Chris asked me yesterday, hey, why don't you jump back in that thing? And so here we are.
Nice. I love it. Well, good luck out there at his home track. So watch for he and John Moore to really move up through the field. Ken Thwaites brought another driver's suit with him, so that's pretty smart. How you feeling about your second race at Portland?
I'm feeling pretty good. We kind of had a transmission problem in race 1, and we got that fixed. And went out on the track this morning, and, hey, we're all good to go. So who knows? Maybe we'll win one today. Let's go.
Nice. How about that? So Ken Thwaites with Franklin Road Apparel, franklinroad.com. This is going to be a really fun race. Now, unfortunately, Patrick Paul, who was very good yesterday in the white number 34, got a call from work that he's got to be at work Monday. He's not here. Cole Boudreau in the number 88 TA car, who had so much fun his first time, he also had to leave, so not sure what happened there. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to do the invocation here with Bill Knox. We've got Tim Lynn over here in this beautiful Hoonicorn car, and Bill Knox, if we'll get you to come on over here to deliver our invocation. So Bill Knox with Road Race Ministries, he's been all over the place all weekend, bringing the cars in. He's one of our grid officials. I think you need me to hold your clipboard. You okay? So you got 2 mics there. So Bill Knox, Road Race Ministries, take it away for our invocation, please.
If you'll join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, as we come to you today in prayer, Father, we give you all the praise for this glorious day that you provided for us and our ability to be here doing what we truly, truly love. And Father, now we ask that you wrap your almighty hands around this facility, Father, that you keep everyone here, keep them all safe. The drivers, the crews, the officials, the corner workers, the EMS. Hold them tight, Father, and keep them safe. And finally, Father, we ask that you bless our first responders, our police, and our military, Father, that they too, Father, can come home to be with their families. In your Son's most honored and holy name we pray. Amen.
Nice. Here you go. Amen. Yeah, let me give you this. And then also your sunglasses. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a special treat. Annika was here with us yesterday to sing the national anthem. Annika Holand, unbelievable, beautiful voice. Take both mics if you don't mind. And then if you will bow your heads and remove your hats, please, or look at the flag. Annika, take it away.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, well done. Beautiful sunny day here on this Sunday afternoon here in Portland. We are that much closer to firing up the engines and going racing here with round 5, the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli Western Championship. So stay with us. We'll be right back to fire up the engines.
Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser-measured floor liners, no-drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Hawk Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street legal. Find the Hawk Performance brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
We turn 140-mile-an-hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the VBox HD2 system.
Said.
One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zone, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, look out. Miller, look
Back here at Portland, getting ready to go racing here. Just have to fire the engines up and get a pace lap or two in, and we will be ready to go green. And we have multiple classes here too, Andy, that we're going to be running.
Yeah, we've got a good mix here. We've got our TA2s, our biggest field, our TA Cup, which is very, very.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and head down to Ben and get these engines fired up.
Well, thank you so much. We're back here. I have the honor of being with a representative of one of our great marketing partners, JM Environmental, who's on the Cole Moore and John Moore cars, also a series sponsor. But Shannon Sharp, are you having fun here at Portland International Raceway so far?
It's been an incredible weekend so far.
Nice. I love it. Anybody you're rooting for in this field?
John and Cole Moore.
Nice. I love that. Well, take it away for the most famous words in motorsports. Shannon Sharp with JM Environmental. Take it.
Drivers, Start your engines.
Nice job, nice job. Here, we'll come over here.
All right, nice job, Shannon. Those engines have come to life, and we are getting ready to go now. So let's go ahead and take one more quick break so we can get some more business handled, and we can show you all the green flag racing once we get underway. So we'll be right back for more here at Portland.
Rev up and get ready for race day with Mission Foods. The world's best racers and tastiest products come together to make every race delicious. Fully loaded tacos, fast wraps, piled high nachos. Whatever you crave, Mission will help you be race ready with easy to make recipes that will take your race day to the finish line. Keep your racing delicious and enjoy all the mouth-watering action. Brought to you by Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance. Priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Well, the cars are out rolling around for 2 pace laps on the 1.9 miles that make up Portland International Raceway. There you see them working their way over to turn number 7. Andy, boy, this is such a tricky corner here. Slowest corner on the racetrack, but boy, it's hard to get it right.
Most annoying corner on the racetrack.
Yeah.
You've got a big wide arc in, and then it tightens up as you're leading onto your long back straightaway here. Super important to get to power early, get to full throttle sooner than the guy in front of you to make that pass. And for drivers coming into and out of this corner, it's super easy to lock that inside right front brake up and carry it into the apex.
This is the next section I wanted you to talk about. Coming in here to 9 and 10. So a lot of drivers having issues over there, actually clogging up air ducts with dirt.
So the curbing into the chicane is very narrow. It's easy to get up and over it and drag that dirt back on. When you drag that dirt back on, it kind of settles into the apex of the next right-hander. And for the person trailing behind you, when they come through their full chat and they run through that dust, it's easy for them to then continue on that diagonal motion and not make the entry to turn 12. So we saw a lot of that yesterday, and it's not so much the dirt that jams up the radiators there, but you slide through the dirt and then catch some of those blades of grass, clog up that radiator, and then you've got 1, maybe 2 laps of driving before we're seeing 225, 230, and these drivers have to hit pit lane and get the crew to clean off that grill here.
Yeah, that was a problem for Mia Lovell yesterday, and for Jade Abedisian. She had issues with it as well. The other thing that was interesting about all that is Ken Thwaites, when he got out of the car, looked like he was a dirt late model driver. He was covered head to toe.
Ken had a brand new bright white suit on before that race. And it had the Franklin Road logos on it. It had the Racer logo on it. And it was mud. It was full of mixed, but his sweat and that dust, it was an absolute mess. He'll be wearing a different suit today as we check out our lineup for this race, our TA2. Yesterday, our pole sitter went flag to flag, but our podium, our second, third, yesterday came from 5th and 6th spots. So can we see that again today from Cole Moore, who's starting 5th, and it was Kyle Kelly yesterday also on that podium. 5th and 6th today, John Moore. Tim Lynn trying to make a comeback here. Had a rough one yesterday. Going to be coming back through the field here again. And then we see 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. Those are our TA Cup cars. They're going to be fast, and they're going to be coming through. We start them behind the TA2 field. That's a longer story. Cole Boudreau in our black TA car, and then Simon Asselin in our lone XGT Porsche Cup car.
Today's field set by the fastest laps from yesterday's race. Brody Goebel set his on lap 4, best time of a 1:14.702. Jack Perkins set his on lap 5. This is Nitro Motorsports Camry. Jade, who will start inside of row 3, set hers on lap 8. Michael LaPaglia starts 4th, set his on lap 10. And we are about ready to go green on lap 1 now for race number 2, the 5th round of the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli Western Championship. Going green here at Portland.
LaPaglia jumping from 4th to 3rd there over Jade. Field doing a good job. Very close, but keeping the donuts off the doors here for the first few corners.
Mechanical gremlins that he's been dealing with. So he sits here in 2nd. He's been very quick. As we said, he ran a 1:14.9 on lap 5, put him in the 2nd qualifying spot for today's race. So we know he can do it. It's just getting the car to last for him this afternoon.
Yes, for a driver that's got so few laps at this racetrack, it's a very impressive time. Jade now moving to the outside of turn 10. They'll be side by side with LaPaglia as we're coming in here. JC Monet and Lynn, that's exactly what I was talking about right there. Lynn jumps the curb there, and we see a little bit of dirt on the exit there. We might have had a bit of misfortune there. We see Barry Bowes to the inside, making it, we're going to go three wide here.
Headed down to turn number 1. This front straightaway at Portland is so wide, you can easily do 3, 4, and even 5 wide. Oh, LaPaglia gets off in the Shelton chicane.
To explain a little bit of LaPaglia's move right there, if you miss the chicane, you have to come down to our stop sign, come to a complete stop, and get rolling again. Not sure if he actually got to a complete stop. He was off camera there, but rejoined here, safe and sound. We still got 50 more laps to go on top of that, but definitely not the way he wants to start this one here.
Yeah, he had begun this race with a great starting spot from 4th, jumped to 3rd, got in front of Jade, and then the guy who finished 2nd in the over 30 motocross race here Thursday night at Portland International Raceway, Michael LaPaglia, finds himself now fighting his way up through the pack.
Man, we are all bunched up down this back straightaway right here, nose to tail. These guys fighting for a lot of real estate in this opening lap here. They try to make up as much ground as they can before these tires get to peak temp, and everybody sort of levels off here.
Looks like Brody and Perkins starting to open up a little bit of a gap over Jade. About 3 seconds between Perkins and Jade, and Perkins less than a second behind Goebel. Here's Bowes.
Bowes slamming the door there.
He's in that kind of, what do you call it, aqua blue?
Yeah, it's a little bit of Homestead aqua bluish looking thing, like a little Miami Dolphins fan going on. Nose to tail with Seamus there. They're getting aggressive very early there. Both of those drivers very aggressive. And Mia, also not one that's afraid to mix it up here.
No.
The 3 of these drivers could easily turn this into an exciting show just on their own.
That's 5th, 6th, and 7th with Mia Lovell in the bright red Nitro Motorsports machine. And then she's got Kelly behind her. Kelly, one of those single car teams that ran very well yesterday.
Yeah, really solid podium finish for Kelly yesterday in 3rd. It's a great run, great show by one of our smaller teams here, showing that they can come out here, be successful in Trans Am. Barry Bowes kicking up dirt on each side.
Well, and he needs a really good run here today because he had a horrific day yesterday mechanically, and that cost him a lot of points. He's second in the Western Championship coming into the weekend. Mia was just, I think it was 15 points behind him when we started the day yesterday. She had her issues, but she finished sixth in the points. Bowes didn't really score anything, so she was able to close the gap on him. So if she can have another good day here today, she might be able to even overtake him in the points.
We're seeing something a little bit different from yesterday. Goebel was able to put the power down, fire off, and open up a big gap early. Perkins is doing a great job of holding on here, and Avedisian has set fast laps so far already. So once Jade got sorted and solidly into third, she's actually closing the gap here a good bit. So we've got a good three-way battle for the lead here as we see the rest of the field, 4th, 5th, 6th on back in a freight train on their way down to the chicane. 10, 11, 12 here to finish off lap 3. Still 48 laps remaining in this race.
And don't forget, this is Jade Avedisian.
We're seeing Sutherland, who started first in TA Cup, has made his way all the way up to 9th, past half the field already in TA2. We saw him come all the way through the field to take the overall victory yesterday as well. Ken Twait's not far behind, 12th overall, second in class. Brody putting
a fight for second right there with Jade closing in on Perkins. And you know the interesting thing about Jack Perkins, his dad Larry is arguably a national hero in Australia with 6 wins at the Bathurst 1000. Second all-time in wins at Bathurst, ran some Formula One races, did a wide variety of racing throughout his career, and now young Jack here taking the family name back hopefully onto the top step of the podium.
Very solid here. Jack was telling me that he's looking to do his 20th 1,000 this coming year. Obviously, family history at that amazing track in Australia. And venturing here is he's got some NASCAR goals in the future here.
Yeah, he's racing for Joe Gibbs Racing, competed Chicago street race a couple of weeks ago, and he will be right back here at Portland for the Xfinity Series event coming up. I think that's in August.
Yeah, coming up here soon. Yeah, he's here to get some track time, have some fun in TA2 cars. These cars do run in Australia, something very, very, very similar, mainly the Howe chassis down there. But so he's familiar with this series and this kind of racing here, wanting to get to Portland. And the most similar thing that you can put yourself in as a driver to get ready for some NASCAR road racing are these TA2 cars.
And another driver that hopes to be very active on Saturdays, giving him fits from third right there, Jade Avedisian, who's in the Toyota Driver Development Program, an outstanding midget racer, first female to win a midget national championship when she won the Extreme Outlaws Midget Championship. She's had great success at the famed Chili Bowl, had a nasty wreck a year or so ago that she recovered from. Now she's back behind the wheel doing some racing. She's doing it with us here in the Trans Am Series.
Side by side into one, we see Sutherland, that is the TA Cup leader, moving to 4th overall as he passes Moore. We've got a good battle with Goebel, Perkins, and Avedisian, and then Moore sort of on his own little island right there in 4th with a good gap to Bowes and McKendry.
And of the two Moores, that's Cole Moore in the 99 out of Orangeville, California, in that Moore Motorsport JME Environmental Mustang. He started the race in 6th and ran his fastest lap on lap 11 yesterday.
Yeah, up 2 spots already. He was one of the drivers that took advantage of LaPaglia having the issue in turn 1. Coming to a stop there, made another pass on Bowes. before that to put himself in the fight to get that final podium spot there. McKendry still on the tail of Bose. Bose really chopping
big time.
They're making ground on Moore. They're making ground on Cole Moore here as we're going to see it battle for fourth. Cole will be added to that battle between Bose, McKendry, and Lovell.
Okay, so yesterday we saw cars dipping wheels like that. Jade and Mia having overheating issues. Bose pretty far off of it right there. How long before, if he keeps doing that, before somebody like Bose starts having those heating problems?
I don't think you're going to see the leading car have issues dropping the wheels like that. It's when you get the other car behind it to kind of suck some of that dust up, and even that will be relatively minimal. It's when you cause the car behind you to go sliding off and pick up the grass that's on the outside of, on the entry or the outside of turn 12 right there. Jade, again, given our 19 car of Perkins all he can handle here, hanging in the draft through this long sweeping right-hand corner leading onto our back straightaway. Big top speed here. Really cool look at these cars. This is not the widest straightaway in motorsport. We've got a big wide front straightaway and a very narrow back straightaway. So this is definitely a tricky spot to pass. Kind of single groove here. You have to force the issue a bit.
See Cole Moore losing his spot. Bose right behind him. Looks like Ken Thwaites has moved his way up. Ken Thwaites is going to find himself in fifth now. Ken having a very good run here today. Again, as we said, he had issues with drivers kicking up dirt. That bright white suit of his yesterday, unfortunately looking like he'd gone out like a 5-year-old kid rolling around in the dirt playground.
We didn't get a chance to talk about this yesterday, but I caught up with Ken at the podium. He finished the race yesterday with only second and third gear. So when we heard him come by here, we thought it was a misfire. That's him on the chip at the top of third gear on this long front straightaway. And he had all he could do to hold off the guys behind him and actually finish second place in that TA Cup race over Moore and over Chris Evans.
Third car in line here, Ken Sutherland getting around Jade Avedissian in that 85. He's the guy who broke the track record here on Friday in qualifying for race 1. Ran a blistering 1:11.467, the fastest Trans Am car in history here at Portland International Raceway. And then he was absolutely spectacular in the race.
Yeah, just put on a clinic.
Going for second here now.
Yeah, second overall now. So our overall leader, Brody Goebel in TA2. Our second place overall is our leader in TA Cup, and he's put a decent gap on Ken Thwaites in that 85 car over the 9. And I think we'll see him by the end of this lap right on Brody's tail and moving around to control. And what he did yesterday was really smart. Once he got there, he realized he was in control, put it on cruise control, left a percent or two on the table here to work his way through traffic, and didn't have to turn up the heat unless he saw a threat from behind.
You know, Andy, as president of the Trans Am Series, a question for you here. These TA2 cars, Cube 3 Architecture TA2 cars, they're an angry beast. I mean, you're talking over 500 horsepower, no driver aids. I mean, it's a rough race car to get your arms around. But we seem to see a lot of drivers show up here to get training, and they all seem to adapt to the car pretty quickly. Jay doing an outstanding job. Perkins doing an outstanding job. That's not the first time we see it. We see it each and every week. What is it about this car that drivers adapt to real quick? Or what, as we see Sutherland getting around Goebel here, that's for the lead. New leader, Sutherland right back where he was yesterday at the front of the field. So what is it about this car that works so well for these guys and gals?
This is just old school. You know, we've got a great Pirelli tire. It stays consistent through the race, and we've got an H pattern here. And like you said, the drivers that get in here that are adapting, we definitely have some that come in and they struggle and whatnot. The drivers that we're seeing, manufacturers, and this is, I think, the biggest compliment to the series, and also the biggest testament that we're doing the right thing here, is these cars are so like the NASCAR Craftsman trucks and the Xfinity cars that this is the place for a young driver to go to get that road course experience. This TA2, as it is such a similar feel. I've driven these cars, you know, the way it rolls, the way you're shifting, it's the exact gearbox, and it's a very similar power to grip ratio. So it's not just your power to weight, it's how much grip you got on that tire versus how much you've got to do that. You've got to work the throttle and drive off this corner smoothly. We see somebody like Jade come in here and do a great job. That's because Jade has been coming up the Toyota ladder and through their driver development group, and you can insert somebody like that with their coaching and their leadership and get great results like this.
And she's having a good run here again today. She sits in 5th, chasing Ken Thwaites, Sutherland, Goebel, Perkins, Thwaites, Avedisian, Moore, Bose, Lovell. That's your top 8. Then Kelly and Moore, John Moore, rounding out the top 10.
Crandall making his debut today. Got some practice in this morning. Took over for Chris Evans. Chris Evans ran the whole race yesterday. Finished with the podium. Turned the car over, his own car, over to his friend Crandall here, and now they're back at it. Barry Bose has turned it up and found the rear bumper of Moore. This is our 4th place in class battle here. He's got a nice, comfortable cushion that he's opened up over Mia Lovell, and they'll go back at it now. I have a feeling that was a little bit of the of Sutherland and Thwaites coming through that kind of disrupted that battle there, put Mia back a little bit. So as we see the rest of these guys come through, I'm sure that freight train is going to get back in line here again. So Goebel leading, Perkins leading, Avedisian leading Moore, Bose, Lovell, and Kelly. That's our top 7 in TA2. Sutherland still out front, getting chased by Ken Thwaites.
And again, that's Cole Moore in the 99. And what's very important here, Andy, is we watch them scream across the start-finish line, heading back to turn 1 right here at the Shelton chicane. And you see Mia 3rd in line there. Bose is 2 spots in front of her. And don't forget, that's a battle for 2nd in that championship standings out here in the West. So Mia looking to close that gap even more from yesterday. If she can catch Barry Bose and give him some fits here.
Yeah, they're only a couple of points apart after Mia having a decent run yesterday and a decent comeback, but Barry unfortunately having a transmission issue, falling to the bottom of the charts early and not being able to recover. Having a decent enough lap that he's starting well here today, and he'll have a shot to move forward and try to get a podium result here and increase that points lead, or try to catch Brody, who they're all chasing, who's the current points leader.
Yeah, right now Bose is 5th in the TA2 category. Mia is 6th.
And that's Papa Moore making his way by Barry Bose right there. This is going to be father-son, nose to tail as we come across the stripe here.
John Moore, cowboy. You can always pick him out easily with that black cowboy hat on. Got inducted into the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame recently. He's an outstanding oval track racer in a stock car. Made a lot of laps in what was known as the Southwest Tour, and racing at All-American Raceway in Roseville, California, and also Winston West. But he was telling me this morning, Andy, he said, you know what? He said, I'm really having so much fun in these TA cars that I'm not much of an oval racer anymore. He says, I'm so focused on having so much fun in this road course car. And look at the battle between father and son right here. John Moore in the 27, Cole in the 99. John's going to get him by the time they get to 8. No way. Yeah. Sure does, and guess what? Because Crandall's moving up like that, Barry Bose and Mia Lovell now are bumper to bumper as they come racing down the front straightaway here.
Right there.
And that's that fight for 2nd in the championship. Turning in there, you see Bose, and there's Mia right behind him.
Ben Sissel has joined us up here. I got a text from Jared Odrick as we were in the pre-show here and you were walking around doing your thing. He said, Ben Sissel for president. I'm not sure which president he's trying to replace. I'm down.
Maybe you.
But,
how do you feel about that?
I don't know if Ben's up for it, but we can certainly talk about it, brother. You've been doing a great job out there. We appreciate you. Everybody appreciates your candor and your personality on pit lane there. It's been a good show as we rejoin here. Barry Bowes trying to make up that ground on Mr. Moore. Lovell in tow. Kelly not far behind here, trying to make up and get to another amazing race as we had yesterday. Another podium in sight for sure. Dig Racing wants to be up there, take home another trophy.
And let's update you on the other two categories that we have here with us today. We have the TA Cup cars, and that is Aslan in that car who's leading that event. And we also have the XGT machine, the Porsche of Boudreaux, who's struggling here today.
Yeah, Aslan is in the Porsche XGT car. Boudreaux, unfortunately, I think we've had some issues, and he's done for the day.
He's done as
after
well.
He had a good time yesterday. Talking to him on the podium, he was thrilled. This was his first ever Trans Am race. He's a short track guy, so the feel in the cockpit might be similar, but while you're sitting still, but once you get going, there's a gigantic difference, and he had quite a steep learning curve. Good for him, though. Glad he came out to join us and had a successful day yesterday. Unfortunately today, I think hit with some mechanical woes here as we see Ken Thwaites blasting on the front straightaway. That means Sutherland is gone. We don't even see the leader right there.
Just dipped into the chicane, and the gap is almost 12 seconds now between Sutherland and Thwaites.
Brody Goebel still leading here, 3 seconds over Perkins. The decent gap now to Jade. Did Moore drop back? Did we have Moore drop wheels here and come off?
He did.
He's got debris in turn 1. Is
all the
that
way down to 11 with John Moore. John Moore dropped all the way to 11th.
As Crandall taking advantage of that after just getting practice in this morning. That'll put him into a podium position as he tries to fight his way into top 3 overall. 35 laps remaining. We're only a third of the way into this race. There's a shot. We haven't had him on TV that much because he's been so far out front here. Brody Goebel, yesterday's winner, out front with a fairly comfortable margin here.
Brody Goebel out of Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, and that Brown Brothers Ford Mustang. He grabbed the TA2 pole on Friday, his career 3rd pole in Q3 Architecture TA2 competition.
Perkins just about a football field back there, about 100, 150 yards there maybe, so keeping him in sight, keeping him honest. As Brody starts to work through lap traffic, he's going to have to stay on it. He doesn't want that gap to shut down enough to where you give Perkins a shot. You don't want anybody within, a bumper's length of you to get inside your head or literally get inside your fender and then kind of shove you around here. This is a relatively narrow track. You don't want him taking chances. He's throwing a little dust at him as we see Papa Moore coming out of the pit lane after making some repairs. Might be a little blend line issue right there. As he works his way into one, sweeping way left before coming into the tight turn 1-2 complex.
Sutherland increasing that gap over Thwaites up to 13 seconds now. Here's a look at our friend from down under, Perkins. Jack having a much better day today, getting all the laps in out of Gisborne, South Victoria, Australia. He was telling me that's about an hour outside of Melbourne, if you know your Australia geography very well.
Great place down there. I've been fortunate to visit that area once before.
Yep.
Castrol on board with him there. Shaw and partners helping him get all the way here. He's trying to do his homework to get ready for some NASCAR racing coming up here. He's coming up on Lynn.
He also works as a broadcaster for the Supercar Series for Channel 7 down there. Channel 7, a huge network throughout Australia, similar to our big four here of ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. He's part of what they call the free over-the-air commentary team down there. There's Lynn in the 17. He is holding down 15th overall right now. He's in that Ken Block livery number 17. He's got McKendry right behind him. Lynn out of Kentfield, California, that Roof Options Ford.
Seems McKendry had to have a problem here. He was on the bumper of Barry Bowes early on. He was having trouble yesterday with the entry to turn 12. He was skipping through this and kicking up a lot of dust and might have just run across the same thing again, unfortunately.
Yeah, he hails out of Elizabeth, Colorado. He's driving one of those Nitro Motorsports Fords. But here's the thing, Andy. He had his issues, but he was also quick. On lap 7 yesterday, he ran a 1:15.4, which put him in the 7th qualifying position for today's race.
Obviously able to show some speed, knows his way around Portland. Just need to put it all together for 51 straight laps here.
Yeah.
We're 20 laps in, 31 laps remaining here. Good shot of our overall leader there.
Okay, so as a driver, as you said, we're 20 laps in on a warm day here. Not blazing hot. There's a light breeze. It's beautiful if you're a fan. And inside the car, it's going to warm up. So you've worked through that initial sweat, right, where you feel really good and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Now all of a sudden you're going, hey, you know what? It's getting a little hot in here.
There's a lot of time left.
And there's a long way to go.
The one difference today from yesterday, our temperatures are almost exactly the same. Our track conditions are very similar. Today we started on sticker Pirelli tires, where the day before in our race they qualified on those tires and then raced on them. When we do a doubleheader, the second race they're actually starting on stickers. So the one slightly less deteriorating factors that are on a slightly better tire, so they've got a little more grip. It's not as anxiety driven in the car where you feel.
How many laps is that going to buy you? The difference between the fresh stickers and the tires you qualified on. How many, you said, buys you some laps? How much are we talking about? Is it 5, 10, 15 laps, or? But boy, that'll shake things up in the points there. He's going to pit lane, and that should allow Mia to go by, and it does. There she is, headed into turn number 1. So Mia jumps all the way up to 7th overall. She is now 4th in the Western TA2 Championship here. So, boy, that's going to make a huge difference in the points there, because she had gained a lot on him yesterday.
And Kelly, just like yesterday, slowly moving up here, now finds himself in the top 5 in sight of that podium again.
There's Barry's car.
They're taking the hood pins out of that, so this is not just simply brushing off the grill. Man. This is, unfortunately, back-to-back days for our second in points for Barry Bowes. This is going to be a tough one to swallow, leaving here after strong speed. Unfortunately, a couple of issues that brought him to the back. We'll keep you posted as we see work getting done as I look down pit lane here on the 32 of Barry Bowes.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's minimizing your bad days. Mia had one bad day at Laguna Seca. Barry's now had 2 bad days here at Portland, and right now that's the difference in second in the championship.
That'll most certainly, as long as Mia, knock on wood here, stays in the position and clean and comes home here. She'll move into second place in the Western Championship points. As we see the 27 of Moore and Twaits moving around. I think Moore having pitted, he's a lap down. Twaits not going to be super patient here. He wants by. He wants to go catch Sutherland here.
Ken will move out of the draft here. Probably not much John's going to be able to do to hold them back as they head to turn 1. Ken will have the edge here at the Shelton chicane. Named after Monty Shelton, a legendary racer here in the Portland area, the Pacific Northwest.
Ken was really bringing that speed in there.
Yeah.
Came through that turn 1 apex diagonally right to 2 and had to take a lot more of that turn 2 curve than he had been in the past. Got him a little bit slow off that corner. That jammed up things for McKendry here as he's now fighting with TA Cup cars.
Yeah, he took the position with an exclamation point, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He wanted by. We see the different driving styles there, and we were seeing that from Moore yesterday. He's bringing big speed across the entry 2.7, and then he kind of waits and gathers it up, gets to power a little bit later, but that lets him attack just like he was doing earlier in this. Back on the 20 here as we watch this sweeping. This is about 100 mile an hour, 98, 99 miles an hour. As we see the 32, Barry Bowes. Let's see if he's coming back on track or if he's going to make his way back to pit lane. Unfortunately, this looks like he's about to make this tight right corner and bring it back.
He's headed to the paddock.
Yeah.
His day is done.
Unfortunate end of the day for Barry Bowes. Our second place runner in the standings for the Western Championship, just as our leader Brody Goebel storms into turn 1. And like we were starting to talk about before, this is the point. We've got 27 laps to go here. Brody's got a comfortable lead. For him, he's thinking, okay, here's my game plan. I've got this lead. I don't need to be 100%. I don't want to be 100% because I don't want to burn these tires down in case we get a yellow. I want to have something left in store. So I'm going to leave 1%, 1.5%. Maybe that's 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 of a second on the table so that if we do get that yellow and they do come to me, I have not burned these Pirellis off. And I've got something for these guys when I've got to fire up again on this restart. So he's kind of in cruise control right now. Perkins still on the go, trying to catch up.
Brody, of course, the points leader out here with the Western Championship as well. And this is the first doubleheader for these competitors this year in 2025 for the Western Championship. They've got one more coming up down at Thunder Hill in Northern California a little later in the year. But a doubleheader takes a different mindset as well as physical preparation for the drivers and the teams with the car.
Especially for day one, it does. You know, you cannot do so much damage that you just send it home with your guys and they get 2 or 3 weeks to clean that thing up. You've got to bring one home for day one and then get at it in day 2 here. We watch Jade come through here, a solid P3 in the TA2 class. Then Lovell and Kelly getting back at it, only 9/10 apart as they cross start finish here.
And we could have a great battle brewing here. Mia Lovell sits in 7th overall. Jade Avedisian is 6th overall. They are 3rd and 4th in the Q3 Architecture TA2 category here today. Those are the first 2 women in the history of Trans Am to qualify in the top 3 for a Trans Am race, and they did that on Friday for the start of yesterday's event. And now we might see them go nose to nose here in a fight for a spot on the podium. Was a first time. Yeah. Yeah, of course, the great Amy Ruman has won races and championships and multiple things. Look forward to seeing Amy back behind the wheel when we get to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park for the National Championship Tour.
Car sweeping onto the front straightaway, looking strong here.
And her and Jade are teammates this weekend, too, in the Nitro paddock. So there's a lot going on here between those two go-fast young ladies.
absolutely. Kelly trying his best to reel it in. Has come from 9th on the grid in TA2 up to 5th. One of our hard chargers here. Getting to the bumper now of Mia. I think we've got two different kind of cars here, where we've got Kelly really strong out of the turn 1-2 chicane and in through 3, 4, 5, obviously 2 here, and then Mia's been very strong. I was watching video of her early on in the weekend, really strong out of 7 and then through the 10, 11, 12 complex here.
Yeah, you can see she got a great drive out of 7. So important to get onto this fast back section of the racetrack, sweeping through 8. Headed over here towards 9, and this is where everybody's been dipping wheels. Let's see if she keeps it clean. Here's 9. Smooth there. 10, no problems. Now you got the double apex here at 11 and 12 and onto the front straightaway.
And I tell you, Kelly's been going to school on Mia's line in here.
He's very good on the brakes, isn't he?
Very strong on the brakes. We see the nitro car pulling off here, getting the power down, sweeping out of the last corner, getting that important gap that she's going to need if she's going to fend off any drivers on entry into 1 here. Kelly, though, has been able to go to school, see where he's strong, but then also take a look and go, man, you know, she's beat me out of this corner, beat me out of that, and then make his adaptations, as any good driver's going to do, and go to school on whatever notes you can take and see if he can close that up. Combo his driving with where he's strong, with what he's learning from Mia's line, put that together and see if he can mount an attack going forward.
And again, you see Mia so much quicker through here. Here's that tricky turn 7. She has a nice turn in there, gets onto that power, and opens up a little bit more of a gap.
Yeah, very strong coming off there. We might have just had a little slip up or something that we didn't catch on camera right before we went to this battle here, where Kelly was able to close up. Cars look good.
Here's the 99 to Cole Moore.
This is just behind that battle.
Yeah, he's in 9th, right behind Kelly.
Just about a second and a half back there. They catch some lap traffic or one little bobble, they start fighting.
Oh, LaPaglia back on pit road. Michael LaPaglia, former champion.
That has just been a tough day. He had such a strong start, was running P4, made a great move for P3 in the opening lap. Was up in contention there, and then for some reason had to take that run off, come to that stop and go, and he's fallen back to about 8th or 9th, and unfortunately in pit lane right there as they're not rushing to get that hood back on.
Well, at least he's got a podium in the Thursday night motocross to take.
Yeah, that's one to be proud of. I definitely couldn't do that.
Former national motocross and supercross star Michael LaPaglia has made the transition over here to road racing and doing a great job with it. We've seen a lot of motorcycle racers in general, whether they're road racers or dirt bike racers, make transitions over to car racing. And I think one of the reasons why they do so well, Andy, is because they start so young in motorcycle racing. You'll talk to a guy like a Ricky Carmichael who started at the age of 4 swinging a leg over a dirt bike, right? And it's not that they know how to drive the car quicker so much early on in their careers. They know how to have race strategy, right? I can't win it in the first corner. Can't win it on the first lap. Save my equipment. They have understandings for all of that. Enough seat time, they figure out how to drive the car.
Yeah, plus, I mean, those guys are crazy, period.
Yeah, well, there's that, too.
There's probably a bit of a safer role to push it even harder when you got a cage and seat belts and all sorts of stuff, and you're not worried about road rash or anything crazy like that going on. Those guys are, insane. Unfortunately, we're seeing
Paglia's issues continuing.
Tricky days. Jacking up that left side, looking for some sort of problem. We see Mia miss that apex just a tiny bit. I was just about to comment how perfect she'd been through one of the trickiest corners there, probably the most consistent of any of the other drivers. One of our TA Cup cars making his way around. Moore back there.
Yeah, that's John Moore, the 27. You'll see that battle right there, coming into 11. That's 11th and 12th, or 10th and 11th, I should say.
we haven't seen that Porsche of the number 81 that was selling yet. He was running 10th overall there. Not sure where he's at on the
I've
track.
seen him come by our booth. Here he is,
right now.
Come by our booth right now in the Gilles Villeneuve helmet livery, headed into turn number 1 at the Shelton chicane. All right, Andy, I got 20 laps to go. I've been racing hard. I've had my elbows up all afternoon long. What have I got left in my car? What's gone away from me by this point?
Right now, you're starting to lose in the really tight corners on entry. You're starting to lose that front end. You're also starting to have trouble getting the power down coming out of these tight corners.
So it's Sutherland, Quake, Coble, Perkins, Crandall, Avedisian, Lovell, Kelly, Moore, and Aslan. That's your top 10. And that's Colmore that's in 9th. John Moore is in 11th. And Sutherland flying through the pack. He's going to get Kelly right here going into turn 1 on the inside. Got him. That means he'll be looking at the backside of Mia Lovell's number 40 here next. Now, the smart thing for her at this point, let him go. Don't get in a battle with him and wear out your equipment because it's not for position.
And let him go in the right spot that does. She got pretty lucky right now with the 85 making the move on the 80 there to give her a little bit of a cushion. If she can hold off and let him go exit of 7, maybe defend a little bit into 7 here, not to give him the dive bomb look, and then that'll give him basically a free pass right there. She can keep her foot down, and that happens. Once you clear that and he can get far enough ahead into that chicane, she can run full tilt and now enjoy a 20-car length lead. That's, the maturity and the, some of it's luck, some of it's strategy, some of it's a maturity of how you let these things happen.
Well done by Mia there. And that allows her to keep focus on trying to catch Jade in that battle for a podium spot here in our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series.
It might not seem like a lot, but when you can build that little gap, that's probably half a second right there, but that's an extra 10 car lengths than what you had. You are now 95% out the front windshield instead of looking in that mirror, waiting for that dive bomb. If you're unsure, Mia doesn't race Kelly that much on the national side, so this is somebody that you're not totally aware of how they're driving, what they're going to do, and that lets her focus now 90+% out the front windshield, work on their line, and like you said, head over, try to go get that 10 car.
Well, the one thing about these cars, Andy, as great as they look, they sound even better. So let's go ahead and give you a couple of seconds of great sound with Trans Am from Portland. All right, boy, love that. Gets the hair up on your arms, doesn't it?
I love these cars. I've told people.
Problem is that Lynn?
That is Lynn, the 17 car. Little hiccup as he bounced his way through turn 1 and 2. Probably a little hot into 1. Tried to keep it going through 2. Jumped over that apex curb there. Got it going, though. No problem. We're good to go.
And LaPaglia back out on the track.
That's our buddy J.C. Monet. Knows that LaPaglia's probably a spotter, says that 31's a couple laps down.
Yeah.
Not a fight. Let him go.
Monet is in 14th overall. LaPaglia showing in 16th. As you said, laps down.
Yeah, and that's Monet. That's 9th in class for Monet. Another top 10 run, really good. He's been deserving of some good luck here lately. Staying in one piece, had a good run yesterday. Another good run going today.
As we close in on the 15 to go mark, what did you like to hear from your spotter at this point to get you encouraged enough? What did you like to hear from your spotter at this point in the race?
So I want to hear what my pace is relative to the guys way in front and way behind me. If I'm not directly involved in a battle, if I'm in a battle, leave me the heck alone. Just tell me if the guy's coming or if he's taking a look. But if this is a spot, especially if you're a driver that can easily lose their focus, I need to hear, and for anybody that knows me, they'll laugh about this, I want intervals. I want them down to the 10th. I want to know what's going on with my ride. And when I'm pushing and pushing and pushing, I want to know what I'm gaining. Right down to the tiniest little fraction of a second, I want to know what kind of progress I'm making or how much time I'm losing.
That's what spurts you on.
Oh, absolutely. I get motivated. If I'm gaining, I want to know every inch of how much I'm gaining every lap. That lets me do the math in my head, knowing if I've got 16 laps to go and I'm 1.6 seconds behind, I just need to get a 10 a lap to get to that bumper. You know, it's one of those deals where, for me, I'm an information junkie. I want more. I want to understand it. It's not going to mess me up. You give it to me on the straightaways, I'll do the math in the back of my head. It turns my anxiety down and I can focus on exactly and know exactly what I need to do. That helps me out a ton as we watch Jade Avedizian flow through 10-11 here on her way through turn 12 in that Mobile 1 number 10 Toyota Camry. Looking solid here with a second place run so far. Had a podium run going yesterday. A little bit of bad luck in that exact chicane that we were watching her run through here. Definitely not a driver to lay off. You know, You're never going to get this one. Jade, you'll watch her, what she's run in the past before. It's one of those situations there, and I love a driver like this. I would way rather have to reel someone in than push them off the cliff and say, trust me, you can fly. She knows she can fly. We're getting to that situation where in her career she's just figuring out the subtle little nuances of just how much to push. When a driver starts living that much closer to the edge, right to 100%, you know, there's going to be times earlier in their career where they're going to step over that edge and make a mistake and pay for it. But that's part of how you're never going to be conservative all the way to the top. You're going to have to take chances, and you know, these are the places you end up doing that. So obviously learned a lot yesterday and applying it today with an amazing run here as we're back with Mia Lovell and Kelly close again. We've got something to talk about here with 14 laps remaining. We got a battle for that final podium spot.
Now Mia's getting ready. She's going to start doing some Cars Tour races. She's going to be going to Davidson College back in Davidson, North Carolina, a suburb of Charlotte. You probably have heard of Davidson if you're a fan of the Golden State Warriors. That's where Steph Curry went to college and began his very successful basketball career while his dad Dell was playing for the Charlotte Hornets. Jade's going to go to school there at Davidson. She'll be 2 exits south of Mooresville, Race City, USA, where the Nitro guys are all based out of and everything. So she's going to be right smack in the middle of it, and she's going to begin her stock car racing career back there. She's looking to do a Cars Tour event at South Boston, Virginia here in a few weeks, and also possibly the Snowball Derby later in the year. So that'll be a big undertaking.
And that's something that these TA2 cars can prep you with. I mean, this is stock car road racing at its finest. This is the only full-time stock car road racing championship in North America. This is why it's a favorite. This is why a lot of OEMs are dropping their drivers in here and coming into play. You know, the Cars Tour, normally you'd look at it as sort of maybe a weird thing to talk about a potential competitor. I look at it as somebody that we mesh with really well. They do short track oval racing. We're all fans of that, and they're fans of road course racing. So they kind of complement each other. The way I look at it here, they're a very similar feel behind the wheel, and it lets these drivers jump back and forth, get oval experience, get road course experience. That lets them move another rung or 2 or 3 rungs up the ladder in their chase to either become a NASCAR Cup champion or whatever their goals are.
Yeah, so Jade and Mia got to know each other in Toyota's driver development program, running in the GR Cup. And we've talked about Jade with her success in the midgets, being the 2023 Extreme Midget Outlaw champion, the first woman to do that. She was also the first woman to win a Cars Tour race, and also the first woman to claim a podium at the Chili Bowl, the world's biggest midget race. So those two are going to be seeing each other quite a bit on their travels up the ladder to the NASCAR ranks.
Yeah, that's something that I talk to a lot of young drivers about in this series at this point. You know, having experienced this where I was an up-and-coming driver and whatnot, you almost look at every single driver as adversarial. But you got to think that if you're decent and you're moving up the ladder, there's going to be a smaller and smaller group that you continue to move up that ladder with. And that you were both the same person going for the same goals, so it's easy to be to make them an enemy or adversarial situations. But these drivers, Mia, Jade, all these drivers moving up through, especially when you're moving up through with help from an OEM like Toyota, you're going to be around each other for a while. Might as well make friends. Might as well make it productive.
Yeah, I think Jade and Mia are both friendly. I don't know if they're hanging out together necessarily, but they're friendly. They're teammates with Nitro. They're both working with major manufacturers. They know they're going to see each other quite a bit. So at this point, I think there's also a tremendous amount of respect between the two of them, that they realize they're both quick, they're both successful, and I think they'd like to see each other succeed.
Exactly. And I was bringing it. Oh, JC Monet. I jinxed him again. Sure, I told him how good of a job that he was running here. Let's get it rolling. Get in that curb. Good. Come on, buddy. That 28 car, those guys have been working so hard to get him going in the right direction. There we go. We're good to go. Come on, JC. He's going to bring it to a stop right here. That's our stop sign. Almost. Everybody thinks that's...
They don't know you're
5 miles an hour with 0 miles an hour. You think you're stopped. When you're out here doing 150 miles an hour and you slow it down to 2 miles an hour.
There's our Porsche in the background that you were looking for, too. Yep.
And back to Jade here, just to get back to that. I wasn't implying that they're enemies or anything like that. It was actually quite the contrary. They coexist and get along here and are very friendly with each other, especially as they're both working for the same OEM and both under the same tent at Nitro Motorsports over there.
Jade having a good run in those Mobile 1 colors, and Mia doing the same. Her Vans logoed machine. Mia,
an awesome skater. If you've not found her on Instagram, you got to check out her videos. Great street park skater.
So here's the thing. You, me, and Ben all love skateboarding and still mess around with it in different ways, but we all still love it very much. Do we ask Mia to teach the 3 old knuckleheads a trick?
I want to do a special with Mia, especially if she's coming back next year, and we can really amp up our social as we are planning to do here. I'd love to do something where we get her out to a park. I think she's in Arizona. She's got some cool stuff out there. Told me she had access actually to some big names out there that we could go. We've both skated some of the same parks in San Diego and some of the more famous spots out there. I would love to go out there, dust my skateboard off, and get my Rob Roskop old school Santa Cruz deck and throw down with me out there and watch her kind of kick my butt. And yeah, maybe she can give us some lessons out there.
Teach us some trick. I'll get the old Santa Cruz 5-ply going, and we'll have a good time. And Kyle Kelly has headed to the paddock.
Little bit of bad news there after an awesome run. The Dig Motorsports crew and a great challenge for a second podium today. Unfortunately, we're going to see that number 80 Kelly retire back to the pits as we also see our toll taken with under 10 laps to go. LaPaglia is back in pit lane. Our TA2 Q3 Architecture cars are fighting this long green flag runs here.
And I'll tell you, Mia dipping a wheel getting into the Shelton chicane. Mia can see Jade just in front of her right there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this fight is on now for the final podium. Well,
they'd be fighting for second now. Yeah, there'd be more now trying to find his way. Laps ago, Jade had an 8-second lead on Mia. She's worked it now down to 2.6 seconds with 9 laps remaining. in those throws. I mean, we've got Cody, we've got Goebel out front. Brody is out front, but when this comes down to it, now this is kind of inter-team honor here that we were talking about. Remember that friendliness that we were talking about?
Window, didn't it?
As soon as they get within a car length of each other and only single digits remaining, especially as potentially we've got some lap traffic that Jade is going to have to deal with here.
Yeah.
One car slow coming through turn 5, 6 here. This is a bit of a roll of a dice when you come up into a car that's coming this slow. That's 27 more, having some issues. Might be limping around there, not on all 8 cylinders.
Yeah, Jade's going to look to dispose of him as fast as she can in that Mobile 1 machine, number 10, because she doesn't want to give Mia a good run down this very long section of racetrack and have a shot at her.
This is the important part. If Jade can get by here before the chicane and not get slowed up, that'll be huge, because that may mean that now Mia might be facing the same issue. Nice and clean coming through here.
Mia, oh boy. Jade definitely got hung up by Moore, and Mia is closing. Moore goes to pit lane. Jade goes to the outside. She'll get by. Mia has no issues. That completely benefited Mia Lovell and not Jade Avedisian.
We went from 2.6 seconds last lap to 0.9. Right now with 7 to go, it is on. Here's our battle for second place.
How much is this for Mia based on the fact that she's got more laps in these cars than Jade, that she's got that experience to feed off of how the car
It's
degrades.
the tire. It's how that tire is degrading. I mean, there's a reason that Mia has closed this much in that lap. I'm guessing there's a little bit of a handling thing there. I don't think Jade would back off that much intentionally to give someone a shot. That is Mia figuring something out on the track or knowing what these tires do on that long run. When you've only got 2 Trans Am races under your belt compared to Mia, who's still pretty new to this series, she's still got a lot more miles on her now.
Practice laps and testing laps and everything that Mia's done, just showing the difference here to Jade. Not to take anything away from Jade's performance here today. Another incredible run for her in just her second Cube 3 Architecture TA2 race. Let's see what the gap is this time across the finish line. Here they come swinging out onto the front straightaway. They'll have 6 laps remaining. There goes Jade across the line and Mia right behind her.
Actually, Jade able to answer and open up 4 more tenths of a second on that lap, so she felt the pressure, turned it up, answered, and that's 1.4 seconds now difference between second and third. You know who wants these 2 drivers to get at it and fight, Lod? That'd be the 4th place driver of Moore, who wants his second podium in a row here. He's 7th overall, 4th in the TA2 division. Our Cube 3 cars are once again putting on a great show here.
Round 5 for the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli Western Championship. And we're watching the battle here for second in our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Western Championship points battle on the line here. Goebel having a great day, the points leader on the West. And Brody right now leading here in our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 category. Mia Lovell should be second in the championship by the end of the day today, with Barry Bose having his issues once again.
We see Lynn in the 17, a cool Hoonigan throwback paint scheme there with his roof sponsorship coming by start-finish. He is the next car in front of that battle that we're seeing for second place here. So Jade is going to have a few cars to fight her way through and try to get through at the right time to keep that gap to Mia with just 5 to go.
Do you see any place on the racetrack where either one of these 2 drivers has an advantage?
We're going to need... pick your battle. With 4 to go, coming by the line this time here, this is going to be a bit of a trick. Yeah, it's definitely, there'll be 2 cars.
Yeah, that's a lot of traffic there.
And they'll be fighting each other. That 98, that 17,
yep.
Lynn and Aker there, Stein is going to be, they're fighting for position, and they are 8th and 9th in class. So they don't want to give anything up right there. Yeah. Stein Frederick. Well, we haven't gotten a chance to look at the 98 yet. He had some bad luck yesterday with a right rear flat, having a good solid run here today. Stein Frederick doing a really good job. Jane now in earshot right in that draft.
Yeah, and there comes Mia right behind us. So they're hitting this traffic headed over towards turn number 9. And I don't know if Jade's going to be able to clear them before then. No, she's not. So that could bunch these two up here in this fight between Jade and Mia as they work through 11 and 12.
It's going to happen right here. The 08 also then slowing up that battle between the 98 and the 17.
Man.
We've got a lot going on here. The 08 definitely down a cylinder.
And 3 laps to go as we cross the line.
Brody.
Mia and Jade both clear the 08. They set up for turn 1 here at the Shelton chicane. And Mia's within a car length. And the fight is on for second here in our Q3 Architecture TA2 Championship fight.
This is tricky here because it's hard to ask the 17 to move over when he's actually battling the 98 there. But we've got to see, oh man, really, really tough. I mean, this is tough decisions on Jade's part because Mia's going to be on her bumper momentarily, probably before we get to the chicane here.
Okay, Spotter, what would you tell Jade to do right now?
Man,
it looks like Lynn Bobble coming out of 7. She's going to have a break here, I think. Yes, she got Lynn. Now Mia's right on Lynn. Here goes Mia sweeping outside. Can she get him by 9? Oh, she's going to go deep. Oh, she thought about it. And you can see the front end dance on the 40 as well.
Yeah, and that might have been enough just to put the nail in the coffin there. Mia has been so good at getting the power down, coming through there.
She's going to clear him here. Jade trying to get around the 98 before she gets to 1. Mia should be clear as well. If Jade can get around, that'll be a huge advantage for her. She does. And that opens up that gap with 2 to go. That might be all she needs to
that's
play
a tough,
defense now.
Tough spot for Mia. She had a run going in the 10 there. It just wasn't enough. The 17 closed the door. Same thing's happening here with the 98. I'm not sure if they're aware if they're battling for position or if that's lap cars. Obviously, the 17 and the 98 in their own battle here.
Mia's best hope here is to get the 98 quickly coming out of 7, where she's been very good. Right here, look at her dive inside. Great move. This is her best corner on the racetrack. She takes full advantage of it. Now she can get that drive and go hunt for Jade once again. She'll have a lap and a half to make something happen.
And that's a big gap to close down in such a short amount of time, but she's done it before. White flag is out this time. So like you said, less than a lap and a half to go.
There's Jade just in front, the white mobile number 10, and then the Nitro Motorsports Vans back number 40, and Mia Lovell behind it. Here they come to the white flag, screaming down the front straightaway once again.
Man, regardless of the result there, that was 2 great laps by those drivers there to get through that traffic without having damage. Very mature run there for both of them. Sometimes it's a hard one to swallow there, but when you get the door closed and it's just not going to happen, you got to take what you get there. Really good drive by both of them. Mia, though, not giving up. 85, half a lap from victory. Mr. Ken Sutherland trying to make it 2 for 2 here and take that W.
He's looking to sweep the whole weekend. He sat on the pole on Friday, set a track record here with a 111, and now he has the win on Saturday, looking for another win here today. What a weekend it has been for Ken Sutherland in that 85. Here's Mia making her way, trying to catch checkered flag for Sutherland. He takes the win overall and in category, and we turn our attention towards turn 12 to watch the fight here between Mia and that red number 40 and Jade in the white number 10. Into the final 2 corners for them. Out onto the front straightaway. And it's going to be Jade Avedissian holding off Mia Lovell for second in our Cube 3 Architecture TA2 category here today. But with that fine third place run, along with a 6th yesterday and 2 bad days for Barry Bowes, we should see Mia Lovell move to second in our Western Championship standings.
And that's part of what's in that behind the thought process behind there. Brody Goebel is also crossing the line to win the TA2 race, or cross the line to win the TA2 race. That'll be Brody Goebel winning, Jade in second, Mia third, Moore crossing the line for fourth, and McKendry will round out the top 5. So yesterday, it was a back-to-back single-car team winners with Goebel, but a big turnaround from Nitro Motorsports today that didn't have a car in the top 10, went second, third, fourth, second and third and fifth here today with another single car team of the 99 of Moore coming home P4 here. So good run for these guys again.
Yeah, we just saw Goebel come across, and just before that we saw Ken Thwaites come through as well to take second overall and second in class behind Sutherland. So guess what, Andy? Mr. President?
Back-to-back.
2 back-to-back green to checker runs.
Look at that. Hey, national guys watching this at home, take note. Give me some of this up in Canada next month as we close out our season with 4 to go in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Our TA Cup guys also doing a great job this weekend. Really good to see. This is a tough track to have that tight of a racing, but those good decisions by all these drivers all race long, that was excellent. That was a great show. Super proud of these guys. Here's our race results for race 2 at Portland International Raceway.
There you go. Sutherland and Thwaites 1 and 2. Brody Goebel gets his second win of the weekend as well in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 category. Jade Avedissian and Mia Lovell will round out the top 3 there as well and finish 4th and 5th overall. Cole Moore with another good run here today. He's 6th. Simon Asselin will take the win in his category in XGT. Seamus McKendry, Tim Lynn, Steinfrederick Akery will also have a good run here today after struggling yesterday. As we work our way back through the rest of the field, Michael LaPaglia unfortunately struggles here. Barry Bowes, rough weekend for him. So all in all, a good round 5 for the Western Championship. If you enjoyed the racing action with the Western Championship today and you'd like to see some of it in person, the next event for these competitors will be at Thunderhill Raceway Park in Northern California, October 10th through the 12th. That's a doubleheader weekend as well. And then they will close out the year with the National Championship at Circuit of the Americas at COTA on Halloween weekend. Looking forward to both of those rounds of racing. Well, Andy, I know you got to go to the podium, so thanks for joining us here in the booth. There's Mount Hood off in the distance. You're going to have some happy racers down there.
I'm going to go greet the happy ones down there. I'm sure there's some ones that are not so happy. I'm going to go greet the happy ones first, and then I'm sure I'll deal with the unhappy ones till next Wednesday. So that's kind of my routine right now. But
all right, buddy.
Thank you, Ralph, very much, and thank you, TA2, our field there, Cube 3 Architecture Series. Thank you very much. Nick Middleton, I know, watching from home. Thank you for supporting this great series and our Western drivers as well.
All right, let's go down to Ben Sissel.
Well, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of rinse and repeat from yesterday from our top steps, but it's mixed up from there. But as Emma gives her dad a big hug, unbelievable. And I know this means that something extra special, your home track. You've had some bad luck in Trans Am here at your home track, but now you got 2 in a row. You can't get more of a clean sweep than that. How was it?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Again, had the perfect car, and just thanks to Chris Evans and these Jefferson boys, they just do such a great job with the car. And I knew if we could get a little lead out, we could maybe maintain that, and that's exactly what happened. So appreciate Trans Am and guys being here, and looking forward to Thunderhill.
Looking forward to Thunderhill. Love going to Thunderhill. That's our next on our Western Championship schedule, which is so much fun. First couple weeks of October. Now we're going to come over here to Brody Goebel, another clean sweep. Finished P1 again, qualified at the top. A little bit dirtier than yesterday, Brody, but Yeah, take your helmet off. I want to talk to you.
Wow, this whole ordeal's going to take a while to take all this. It's pretty sweaty. Can't get these gloves off.
Do you need some help? Good exercise, he says, yeah. So Brody Goebel and the Brown Brothers Racing Ford Mustang just put on an absolute clinic all weekend long. Really, the only car you saw in your mirrors was Ken Sutherland. Both races as he comes up through. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was cool racing against Jack on the start there. We actually got into it a fair bit. Aussie V8 supercars guys, so we're rubbing fenders coming to the line like he was trying to do all the old school Aussie V8 supercars trick that you would think, right? So we had a good battle there, and I was able to get enough gap from Tony Morse Jr.'s and Miura's spotting, and he said, okay, you got enough gap, so just look forward, and did that for the next hour. So
nice job. Another Western Championship race with no full course cautions. National Championship. It can be done. We've done it 2 days in a row here. Mia Lovell, what a race. I got to ask you about this. I saw this as you were coming in, but on the podium, how's it feel?
Oh, it feels super great. We've had a couple of rough races recently, so this one feels extra good. Nitro always brings me such a fast car, so I'm super proud to bring this podium back to them.
You were on the podium with round one of the Western at Buttonwillow, is that correct?
That is correct. So I finished second then.
Well, this is a good points day for Mia Lovell out there in this beautiful car. Do you remember what happened here?
Oh, yeah, that happened on the start. You can do that in at Portland.
All right, well, look at that little front splitter. I see Jade over here talking to Cody. So Jade Avedissian, sorry, with the Mobil 1 car running with the Toyota. That has to feel good to finish with your teammate 2 and 3 on the podium. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. Just thanks to everyone at Nitro. They've been doing a really good job. And just want to thank everyone at Toyota, Mobil 1 for believing in me. And just going through the race, I felt fine. The beginning of the race, kind of saved my stuff and just make sure I was there at the end. And then my shifter knob completely broke off. 40 laps into 10 laps into the race. So most of it was just trying to figure out how I could even shift the thing, and I feel like that's kind of why I lost a little pace at the end. But all in all, good weekend for myself, good weekend for Toyota, and just want to thank everyone again at Toyota for letting me do this.
Let me see your right hand. How's it feel? How much of a shifter did you have? Like just the knob came off, or was it the stock itself?
Yeah, just like the knob, but it just was trying to figure out how to shift because when the knob was gone, I couldn't get it in fourth because my seat was kind of bound up. But all in all, it was all fine. Was glad we could just manage to get through the race, honestly.
Unbelievable. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Jade Avedissian finishing second without a shifter knob, and that's hard to do because it changes the total feel of everything that you're doing, and also it tends to dig into the gloves and cause a huge blister. I'm going to send it back up to the booth. Hold on, I see Andy Lally. Before we do that, Andy Lally, Trans Am president. Jade Avedissian just told me her shifter knob broke. We had some, even though it was a smooth race from where we were sitting, there was a lot of fighting out there. You got to be pretty proud of the Western Championship.
I am. I was just telling Mia how great a job she did with her composure as they were getting through lap traffic through there. She's got to think championship. She's second in the points now there, but also just keeping these things in one piece and making the lunge versus not making the lunge. It's a split-second decision. I know she had her sights set on the 10 car, but that was great. Jade did a great job. Obviously, Brody making the weekend sweep, and the rest of our TA Cup guys, our XGT, our TA, like all these. This was to go back-to-back weekends. Green flag from green flag the whole way through from green to checker. That's a nice statement, and I'm pretty stoked about it. So a very successful weekend here at Portland. Really glad to be out here on the West Coast. Big thank you to Cube 3 Architecture, Nick Middleton, watching at home, for supporting these young drivers and some of the older ones coming through here and putting on a good show this weekend.
Thanks. Well, you heard it from Andy Lally. Ralph, I'm going to send it up to you in the booth so we can start our Jim Weed Winners celebration.
All right, Ben, that's great. Great to hear from the winners right away as they crawl out of the car. Some folks over there playing golf, hopefully they're having a nice day. I can tell you what, I had a great time watching that Western Championship race. Some great fighting going on there. Incredible battle with Jade and Mia. Lots more to look forward to watching them as well. All right, we're going to be right back here to Portland. We'll have more activity from the podium when we return to PIR.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom, and I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
In racing, every second counts. Communication isn't just important, it's everything. Established in 1996 in Daytona Beach, Florida, Speedcom Communications was born from a passion for racing and a vision to revolutionize motorsports communication. Trusted by competitors across the world.
Okay, so pretend this is your race car. It's on the trailer, and you have an accident. Ouch! At least your truck's insurance will pay for another one? Yeah, not so fast. Standard insurance won't replace your race car, whether it's in the trailer, in the paddock, in the garage, or the repair shop. But at Hagerty, we can protect it for what it's really worth anytime it's off the track. No matter what or where you race, offer less than a set of race tires. Hagerty, let's drive together.
Good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn, 140 mile an hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HT2 system.
And we are back here at Portland. There you see Mount Hood off in the distance. Big, huge mountain that hangs up over the city of Portland. See it in most of the famous shots of the city of Portland. And Ben Sissel, I know we've got some drivers that are looking for some hardware. Let's go back to the podium.
For this time, right?
All right, Portland, let's get loud. Come on, the PIR Speed Tour. There we go. That's the weird Portland I was looking for. This has been quite a weekend, back-to-back, unbelievable. No full-course cautions, no double yellows, just like it's supposed to be with the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli, the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. We are going to start out in XGT, and I cannot wait to talk to this driver. We're going to bring up Simon Aslan in that beautiful Porsche. Ladies and gentlemen, he did both races. Same set of tires, doing some R&D for our beautiful Pirelli P0s, and unbelievable. Let's get a trophy with Andy Lowley, and I cannot wait to hear about that because I haven't heard of that in Trans Am. So, same set of tires from yesterday. You finished the race. How'd they feel at the end?
They felt pretty good. Pirelli just launched and retired DHG, so they're replacing the DHF, and I think they're a lot better for degradation or stable through like 2/3 of the race. After that, I saw it falling off a little bit, but maybe it's the driver falling off a little bit as well. So, yeah.
But unbelievable. That's got to be about 213, 215 miles on those tires with qualifying and practice and everything. But you feel pretty good. You look good. You finished the race. Anybody you want to thank?
Well, again, like to thank you guys here in Trans Am, come down to Portland. Great experience just with the whole team organizing the event, and then also thanking the volunteers.
Thank you, the volunteers. How about that? All right, Simon, stand right here in the middle. Hold up that trophy proud because, oh, we need a Sunoco hat or a hat. Sorry, Bill. Thanks, Seth. MVP, I like that. All right, and stand right there. Come on, Portland, let's get weird. Get loud. Simon Aslan. First time I've ever known anybody to go doubleheader, same set of tires in XGT. Then you have a new hat. Hold the trophy, Bill says. Portland, keep this energy up. I'm liking it. Come on now. Simon Aslan here with Extreme GT, the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli. Nice job. And Simon, feel free. You can go and share that with your team. How about that? Simon Aslan here, XGT, first time in Trans Am, 2 first-place finishes. We're going to switch it up. We're going to go TA Cup this time because we've got some great stories here. In third in TA Cup, just came here this morning, jumped in the car, right at the end had to come in for a splash of fuel. But let's hear it for Matt Crandall. Ladies and gentlemen, good hustle there. Had to come in, splash of fuel, but back on the podium. He's been on the podium with us a few times. Andy Lowley to give you the trophy, take a photo. How about that for Andy Lowley, the president of the Trans Am Series? He's having a blast here. I'll come talk to you in a bit because I've got some questions for you. In second place, was on the podium with us yesterday, got a little bit dirty, woke up in a new race suit. Let's hear it. Ken Twaits, Franklin Road Apparel. How about that? But Ken, I don't know if you've noticed this, but always the competitor, he's trying to snake your spot. You're supposed to be over there, Crandall. Ken's got to be over there. But see, look at that. Yeah, just a drive. They'll always do anything to try to get photos backwards. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how he did it, but he actually passed more cars. An absolute clean sweep for the weekend. He was on the pole, but started from the back because of our split start situation for safety reasons. Worked his way all the way through and almost all the way through again. Let's hear it. Sherwood, Oregon, Ken Sutherland, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe the best mustache in motorsports with Guthrie's Garage. Yes, Portland, keep up this energy. I love it. Maybe one of the best crowds here. All right, guys, kind of get together. Act like we like each other. Crandall, unbelievable, some great speed. Unfortunately, you had to come in the end. You know, there's no horn on these cars. You were signaling to your team to just splash of fuel so you could go out there. You finish in third. How's it feel?
Oh, it's great to be back on the Chris Evans cars. I mean, these cars are just fabulous. You know, it's my home track. I've run here so much, and but to get back in these big V8 cars is, God, they're just addicting. There's nothing better than there is. And thank Trans Am and all the workers and everything. This is awesome. Thank you.
Nice. What about the crew, the hard-fought crew to splash some fuel in there?
Well, the Chris Evans crews, if you guys haven't watched these guys, they are just on it. They're working all the time. There's the hardest working crew there is.
Nice. How about that? Matt Crandall, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Ken Twaits, that looked like a lot of fun out there. You seem a little bit cleaner than you were yesterday. Tell us about your race.
You know, it was good. We start behind the TA2 cars, you know, and it's pretty exciting because you're working your way through all that traffic and trying not to screw their race up, but trying not to screw your race up. So it's fun, you know. You get to practice at running through traffic, and got through clean. Big thank you to the Jeff Jefferson crew and Chris Evans for giving us a great race car.
Nice, nice. Now, Ken, did you have all 4 gears today?
I had all 4. It's kind of nice, you know.
Nice, I love it. Well, don't spoil him. You know, he's going to be asking for cruise control here in a little bit. All right, Ken Sutherland, man, clean sweep. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. Big smile on your face because I know you've had some bad luck here at Portland lately with the Trans Am Series. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. This is exactly what we'd hoped for, but you know, you can't count on it. So it is our home track, and I feel like we should do good every time we come here, and just some things that work against you sometimes. But not this weekend. It was great. I'll second what these guys, or third what these guys said about Jeff Jefferson's guys. They're all out here in this mix, and those guys take care of these cars and work their tails off. But also to my crew chief, my friend, crew chief and friend. Pat McFall, thank you.
Close friends.
I was thinking, my friend Will Schrader, yeah, real close friends. My friends Will Schrader, my wife and daughter Emma Cora Photography, and Trans Am for being here, but most of all, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for such a safe race, and yeah, just great to be here.
Nice. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? All right, guys, get together. I know you're all friends here. Let's hear it, Portland. Get loud. You got some Portlandias here. Matt Crandall, Ken Twaits, Ken Sutherland, and TA Cup. And you're free to throw those hats out to the crowd if you guys want to. Let's see who's got it. That I don't know. Oh, there we go. Oh, but that's a John Moore fan. I like that. All right, Portland, let's get loud for this trophy presentation. Matt Crandall, Ken Twaits, Ken Sutherland here. 2 of the 3 call Portland home. Trade, he says. Ken says, let's not do this. Don't spray the photographers. Don't spray Kevin Mooney. But anybody else is full game. Oh, there we go. Oh, and they're going to try to just, mess up the paint on Ken's car. All right, how about that? One last time for the TA Cup. Matt Crandall, Ken Twaits, Ken Sutherland. What a great show. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Jeff Jefferson, Chris Evans, the whole crew, thank you guys so much. Best coffee in the paddock this weekend as well. Thank you guys. Who wants a cork? Ooh, look out. They weren't paying attention. Almost hit Tyler Casera right in the face. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. This was such a cool race. Yes is right. How about that? I want to have a big shout out to Nick Middleton, the whole Cube 3 team, some fabulous sponsors, title sponsors of the series. But man, this was quite a race. In 3rd place, doing so well in the Western Championship in points. Let's hear it for Mia Lovell in that beautiful Nitro Toyota Camry. Mia was on the podium with us at Button Willow. Here, get a picture with Andy Lowley. But man, hard fought for Mia Lovell. How about that? Then in 2nd place, ladies and gentlemen, her teammate. Let's hear it. First time in Portland. First time really in a TA2 car. Let's hear it for Jade Avedissian. Ladies and gentlemen, running with Mobile One and Toyota. Getting a big congratulations from Andy Lowley. And then rinse and repeat from yesterday. This is his home track from Vancouver, British Columbia. Running with Brown Brothers Racing, Brown Brothers Ford Lincoln. Let's hear it. Brody Goebel, ladies and gentlemen. Now, these two qualified 1, 2, 3 the other day, too, so they were talking after that. So stand closer together. Mia, so proud of you. Love having you in the national championship. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to Button Willow and see a great performance. So seeing you here on the podium, that is extra special. How's it feel?
It feels super awesome to be back on the podium. It's been a rough couple of races over on the national side, so this feels extra good. Such a fast car. Had so much fun racing through the field up to the podium with my teammate Jade. We've had some really fast nitro cars all weekend.
Nice. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, Mia Lovell, professional skateboarder, professional race car driver. We're going to see some great things out of her. Talking about great things, Jade Avedissian, I feel like in 5-6 years, I'm going to be bragging that I knew these race car drivers. So it's so cool, just like I do with Connor Zillich or Brent Cruz. Jade, running with the Mobile One and Toyota. You've just been fast all weekend. How was your race?
Yeah, it was good. Just want to thank everyone at Nitro. They've been doing a really good job, all year and especially the past 2 days. So cool to kind of race with them again after I did a few stuff with them last year. But I just want to thank, everyone at Toyota, Trent Rodriguez for believing in me, and Mobile One, and also Philip. I hope he's watching from Peels. And, it just takes a big group effort. So cool to have my first weekend under my belt. A lot of goods to take away from this weekend, and just keep building on myself.
Do you enjoy running these Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series cars?
Yeah, it's for sure. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't too big of a fan of road course stuff, but, after this weekend, I feel like, it's changed. So, these are a blast. I really like, high horsepower stuff, and I feel like it, fits me, as a driver a lot better than, maybe a few other things. But, had a blast. So, everyone at Trans Am did a really good job. It's obviously my first weekend, and, I had a lot of fun doing it. So, I hope I get to come back and do it again.
Nice. Yeah, you're kind of hinting first weekend, but hopefully not your last. Is that right?
Yeah, hopefully. I just kind of take it week by week, but yeah, I would love to get back in it and just work on myself, make me a better race car driver, and then just go from there.
Nice. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, Jade Avedissian. And then Brody, our 2023 champion in the Western TA2 Series. Doing really well in points, but you've got your contenders right here with you. So it wasn't a fantastic points day because she's staying right there with you, but how was your race?
Everything went to plan this entire weekend. We unloaded the Brown Bros Racing Ford Mustang from SLR and M1, and we really didn't make a ton of changes all weekend long. It just was fine-tuning on the Friday and felt like we were in a good spot. And just each race, race the Nitro guys and gals pretty hard on those first few laps and just kept our head down and didn't drive it off or do anything dumb. So it was an awesome weekend, and, yeah, thank you we have a huge crew of guys down here. So this is our home away from home, essentially. We're 5 hours away up in Canada, so not too far. And, Tim Brown, and there's a massive group. I can't name them all. We got 15-plus people down here. I don't even know. And it's so cool to do the doubleheader and get both of them. And, hats off to my team for putting me in a reliable car. So.
Nice. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, Brody Goebel. Stand together there, ladies and gentlemen. Get together. Act like we like each other. Oh, yeah, we need the Sunoco hats. And then we're going to throw out the rest of these cubes here in a little bit, too. We're going to test your guys' arm strength. So we'll have another competition. Let's hear it. Mia Lovell, Jade Avedissian. Come on, Portland. Get louder. Brody Goebel. Let's get weird, Portland. Come on now. Even you, Joe Claridge. All right, so and then on this one, if you guys will grab one of these Cube 3 cubes also and hold up with the trophy, and then you can throw it out and throw all of these out to whoever's loud if you guys want to be loud for one of these. There we go. Nice catch. Ooh, a diving catch. Almost took out 3 people. Come on. Ooh, let's get loud. Come on now. Mia Lovell, Jade Avedissian, Brody Goebel. Keep throwing those things out, guys. Come on now. Oh, yeah, we haven't gotten the picture yet, though. Hold one up for the picture. I like it, though, Mia. Mia wins. Mia wins the cube throwing. There we go. Come on now. Hold it up the right way. Hold it up. Show the 3. Hold up. Show the 3, Jade. Sorry about that. There we go. Come on now. Get loud, Portland. Mia Lovell, Jade Avedissian, Brody Goebel. Ooh, a bouncer. Nice. Oh, there we go. Oh, man. You guys, that's pretty good. Who wants a hat? I hear somebody over there. Hold on. Whoa. Mia, right at our camera guy. Here it comes. All right, as they put on these Pirelli hats. All right, one more time, Portland. Oh, wait, we need that one back, I guess. Okay. We'll give it to you, though. All right, Portland, let's get weird. Keep Portland weird. Come on now, get loud. Mia Lovell, Jade Avedissian, Brody Goebel in the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. And now, Brody, you've got a little bit of an advantage here because you're going to be drinking with having some sprayable stuff. I'm not sure about these other 2. Uh-oh, here we go. Come on, Chris Green. There we go. Are they ready? Come on now, Portland, get loud. Mia Lovell, Brody Goebel, Jade Avedissian. Nice job. Actually, that stuff sprays pretty good. What is that? Oh, apple juice. How about that? Come on now, get loud one more time. Mia Lovell, Jade Avedissian, and Brody Goebel, Q3 Architecture TA2 Series. Portland, thank you guys so much for coming out. We love coming to the Portland International Raceway with the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli and the Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series. Thank you guys for coming out, but we got a bunch of SVRA racing coming up, so stay tuned for that.
All right, Ben, thank you. That's going to wrap up our coverage of the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli Western Championship round number 5 here at Portland International Raceway today. We're going to take a quick break, but we're coming back to Portland with SVRA racing on their YouTube channels. So stay tuned in for all of that as we wrap up a spectacular weekend here in the shadows of Mount Hood in Portland. Stay with us.